going on, guys? It's Brandon, and I've got a bombshell. This is really, really big. No one explained this to me. My mind's like a Sudoku puzzle when I solve things. So, first of all, I should have made a video sooner for you guys. I stayed invested a little bit long on the, just a little bit of money on the, whatever it is, the deep sea stock that we talked about. But Omex. But the what they're going to do is it's all about the options. It's all about making options happen by Friday. I don't know if you guys saw what happened today to Intel, but Intel spiked up at the last second. If you had $22 calls, you could have bought them for a cent, which technically is 5 cents if you have a regular trading platform, and they went up to 80 cents. But assuming you had a VIP access, you could have gotten those for a cent. So, anyway, what this episode's about is something really big. So I made an episode this past week about how there's the trend line for the 100 years. And as you approach the 100-year trend line, everything turns around and goes the other way. That's why Warren Buffett's in cash right now. At least that's why everybody assumes Warren Buffett's in cash, who's in the know. That's why we've had these crazy spike downs, because as you approach, you get these big sell-offs to where everybody's like, ooh, maybe now's the time to sell off. Maybe now's the time to sell off. So that's the usual deal. That line represents the quote-unquote line of inflation, because that's like the stock market of what the stock market's going to do over the last 100 years, okay? If you want to get a society to go into hyperinflation, you've got to get across that line. So back before COVID, Janet Yellen and everybody, they went out and met in, where the hell's it at? Out there in Wyoming, where they all meet and they have the big thing in 2018 and 2019, and they were talking about how are we going to create inflation, how are we going to create inflation, how are we going to create inflation, because they needed to get momentum to get through that line, because if they can get through that line, then they can get into hyperinflation. The reason why they want to get into hyperinflation, among many reasons, but the most simple reason is they've got you guys all programmed that the only way to stop inflation is to raise the interest rates at the banks. So the banks are going to make money hand over fist when they have to continue to raise interest rates up to 25% or something crazy. Or even if they just keep the rates at 10%. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go get a car loan, they're like 10%. You know what I'm saying? But it's whatever, 5% or whatever it is the base rate or whatever. But so here's what it comes down to, guys. Follow me here. You want to get everybody's eggs into like one basket, like NVIDIA. And you want to convince them that that is the stock market. And you know that you're going to use that to break through the line, because you're going to have good news after good news after good news about how much money it's making. So they already knew there was going to be an AI arms race once they let off the, open the gates and basically say, okay, fine, you can have AI, like the governments, the big banks. So they already knew there's going to be an AI arms race. They already knew that the billionaires are all going to get into an AI bid war on these chips. But they had to do something else. That's not enough. You want to get even more momentum. So how do you get even more momentum to get through this line? You've got to bring all the other stocks, like regular companies, to their knees. And then, just when everybody's about to go broke, you start printing a ton of fucking money, and everybody realizes the only way that I'm going to survive is if I put my money in the stock market, because the stocks are starting to go like this. So anybody who has any extra free spending cash, they put it into the market, into all these little mom and pops and regular sized companies, and you have a big squeeze, because you've had all these companies for years and years and years and years down, 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 and now you're going to have things skyrocket. So look at the timing on things. For instance, we're going to talk about some stocks that fooled me in the past, not for long. For those of you who don't remember, they made a really big deal about it in the community. I got like thousands and thousands of views because I actually called the Mullen reversal. Like over a year ago when Mullen reversed and went up, I called it the night before, and nobody could believe it, okay? They're like, the real true traders are like, dude, how the fuck did you do that? Because Mullen's always down, 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 down. So if you know when Mullen's going to reverse, you can make a fortune. So currently, Mullen and many other companies, market caps, total market caps for big companies, are under $10 million. There's a lot of them under $5 million, according to Webull, and it's even less according to StockTwits. StockTwits is saying that, what's that company that I just found that I've been putting up posts about? Shit. Anyhow, I'm not going to be able to remember it. I wanted to talk about it in this video. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Biodexa, symbol is BDRX. Now, don't get me wrong. They could file bankruptcy tomorrow. But according to Webull, their current market cap is $5 million, and according to StockTwits, their current market cap is under $87,000. Okay? What's another company? The point is, okay, and that company, by the way, says that they've got like 5 billion shares outstanding on their website, but they've done reverse split after reverse split after reverse split after reverse split. They've done so many fucking reverse splits, and that, like, when you look at their stock, it's like tens of thousands of dollars if you go back far enough because of all the reverse splits they've done. It's currently like 30 cents, okay? But the point is, on their website, it says they have 5 billion shares. So if you multiply 5 billion shares times 30 cents, you're still at $2 billion. Obviously, they don't have a $2 billion market cap. So the number on their website is fictitious. So think about this for a second, guys. It's either 5 million market cap or it's 87,000 market cap. One of the two. If they don't file bankruptcy and it's a nano float stock, because they've done so many reverse splits. See, the reverse splits make everything nano floats. So now everything's about to go fucking crazy. If you look at StockTwits, it says across every single one of these stocks, like, Mullen is trash, this company's trash, this company's trash. What you have to understand is, even if they reverse split again, the market caps can only go so small. And meanwhile, Mullen, here's the real weird thing. Mullen supposedly has contracts on vans that they're selling at $150,000 a piece, that they have some $3 million contract, if I'm not mistaken. Don't hold me to that. And their stock didn't go up today. Their stock continued to tank. So whether you realize it or not, AI can control stocks. AI can drive stocks down. I realize this way for you guys, but AI can drive stocks down. But they have to have an excuse why the stocks are down. So they had to have record interest rates with the banks. They had to have COVID shutdowns. They had to have the thing in Israel. They have to have all these bad things going on. They have to have crazy bad presidents doing horrible things. They had to have the perception that everything's all fucked up. That way you believe that these things came down on their own instead of AI brought them all down. Do you guys remember the glitch where they brought Warren Buffett's stock down? That's, in my opinion, that was him being held ransom. That was them demonstrating. Because right after that is when Munger died. Because Munger realized the whole stock market's a shit show anymore. And they know if they talk about it, then it's just going to crash their stock and crash the stock market in general, which is their whole business. so they can't talk about it. So somebody with AI, could be BlackRock, could be Microsoft, whoever, could be Google, could be some government somewhere. Somebody with AI can hold these guys ransom because they can bring their stocks to their knees. I've had a gut feeling for a long time that they're going to make the stock market go crazy one day. Everything's going to shoot up. All the penny stocks are going to shoot up. They've got CABA way down right now. CABA. It's down around $5. What was it, 26? The whole stock market's like this all the time. If you zoom out to like the year, it's like bing, 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 going crazy. Do you guys realize that Coca-Cola stock has over doubled in the last 365 days? Do you know how many main big companies have over doubled in the last 365 days? Who are all owned by like the elite families that are super wealth, that are old money. They're trying to get across that line. If all of a sudden you find out that Warren Buffett went back in and put money back into the market, everybody's going to put their money in. They want the red state people to pull their money out. Red state people follow Warren Buffett's lead. Warren Buffett says to pull out, they pull out. If Donald Trump dies, red people pull their money out of the stock market. They want to pull the red people out of the stock market so that when it goes crazy, it's the blue states and all the firms who make the money, not the red people. It's too much. It's too much of a coincidence what's going on. See ya.